If you're watching this video, it's because you read the title, it's because you're here, because you think you want to learn. I'm going to advise you up front, I'm going to be real with you. This may not be a video that you want to stick through if you don't have tough skin. Because like I told y'all at Table of Entrepreneurs, man, I'm going to give it to you raw, straight, uncut, unfiltered. If you think you're ready, continue to watch. You don't want to miss this. You think you want to be rich. That's why you're watching this video. Or maybe you think that you're going to discredit me, so you're watching the video. Or maybe you're bored, so that's why you're watching this video. There's a bunch of different reasons you could be watching this video, but I'm grateful that you're here. And if you stick around, you're going to learn all the secrets you need to know how to become rich overnight. The things I'm going to tell you in the way that I'm going to break it down to you is going to sound like it's impossible. The truth is, nothing's ever impossible. The things that once were thought to be impossible have been accomplished. We put men in the sky to fly. We put men on the moon. We've sent men to the deepest parts of the oceans. So, is anything truly ever impossible? Or are you only limited by what you think? You broke because you want to be broke. You broke because that's where you're comfortable. Your life, as of right now, financially, is a result of the things that you've done, or the things you have not done. And if you want to change that, you have to start now. How many times have you guys watched YouTube videos that tell you how to get rich overnight, how to tell you how to get rich quick, give you all the advice, give you all the secrets, give you all the tools, and what do you do with it? Nothing. You continue your daily cycle. You say, oh man, that ain't real. Oh man, that won't work. It sounds good, it gave me some motivation, but the motivation ran out. So what do you do when you've lost the motivation? You come back and watch that video over again. Or do you take that advice, do you take that knowledge, do you take that wisdom that has been given to you, and you actually apply it and start to put it into work? That choice is up to you. Today we're going to be talking about how to get rich quick, how to get rich overnight, right? Because the truth is, nothing ever is impossible. All the books I've read, all the millionaires that I talk to, all kind of say somewhat around the same thing. And I call it a secret, but it really ain't a secret because it's common knowledge, it's well-known knowledge, but it's not things that will apply every single day. You see, I'm one of those guys that'll tell you going to college will not make you rich. Going to college barely may make you money. Now, I don't say that to be against school. I don't say that to be against going to college. I have a college degree, as I told you guys before in one of the earlier videos. I went to school for business. But the value from going to college comes from the networking of the individuals that you meet, the circles that you create, right? The intangible things that money cannot buy. And ultimately, the education of itself. You see, what's crazy is the same thing that I learned in college, I learned from home and self-study before I ever even went to college. Everything for me, once I decided to make my mind up and use the keys that I'm about to give you here today on how to get rich overnight, changed my life. Let me ask you a question. Are you ready? What is one thing in your life, financially, that you've always wanted to do that maybe you've never done? What were the steps that you've taken to accomplish those things financially that you wanted, that you've never done? Let me give you an example, right? Because I don't think y'all quite yet get it. When I was 23 years old, back in 2012, my wife and I was renting an apartment down in Brandon, Florida. We spent like $1,200, $1,400 a month, right? That didn't include water. That didn't include electricity. You know, that didn't include trash and all the other things. That was purely rent. $1,400 a month. Mind you, it was a nice area, right? It was near to the mall. It was near to the shopping centers. You know what I'm saying? There was security, a gated community, the whole 9 yards. But $1,400 a month for something that I would never own. And I remember coming home, right, first of the month, paying a bill, and like, dang, man, I feel like this is a waste of money. After complaining to myself for months, I said to my wife, I want to buy a house. My wife was like, nah, we ain't got the money for that. How we gonna do that? And I was like, I don't know. At the time, financially, we weren't in a position to where we could buy a house or worry. I said I'm gonna do it anyway. I called the realtor. That realtor decided to set up an appointment. She took us to this other house, and man, we fell in love with it. We fell in love with it. The interesting part about the house that we ended up buying when we were 23 years old is that the house had just finished construction. Newly built, never lived in, private community, gated community. I mean, had a pond, had a lake, had a playground, had a pool, had all the amenities, anything that you can think was in this community of the house that we found, or that the realtor took us to. And once we got there, we knew it was a house. So she said, okay, we're gonna see what we can negotiate, see if we can kind of bring the price down. And I ended up talking to the contractor, the developer, and man, we ended up getting a house little to nothing. And when I asked him why he gave such a big discount, what he said was he just was really ready to move on to his next project, and by continuing to hold on to this home, it was holding him back from being able to be released from that obligation to move on to the next thing he wanted to do. We did the closing, we got our keys, boom, official. We're in our very first home at 23 years old. So the secret to getting rich overnight is your thought process. I've been saying this for almost every video. Change the way you think, it will change the way you speak. Change the way you speak, it will change the way you live. Change the way you live, and it will ultimately change your life. The secret to getting rich is you. When you wake up and you say, I'm broke, you're gonna be broke. If you wake up and you say, I'm tired of being broke, you're gonna be broke. When I woke up that day, I said, I'm gonna go buy a house. I'm going to the house, I want a house. No matter what, I'm gonna find a way to make this possible. And in less than 2 weeks, we did the deal. We was in the house, comfortable, everything was good. And there's no bad story to this. Like if you expecting, yeah, we bought a house and then, I didn't expect this. Everything worked out perfectly. I couldn't have asked for a better process. Even when we turned around and we sold our home, not only did we get our money back, but we also made thousands of dollars after selling the home. So if you're still broke, if you don't have the money, the financial wealth that you feel like you need, it's because you're not doing the things that you need to do. I'm the type of person, man, if I speak about something, I take action. You feel me? Dreams without action will always remain dreams. You talk to any successful person, and I guarantee you, they'll tell you that you got to get up off your behind and go put in the work. You got to be willing to grind. You got to be willing to be uncomfortable. You got to be willing to hustle. You got to be willing to do the things that you don't feel like doing when you don't feel like doing them. A couple books I'll give you for an example, if you doubt what I'm saying, is The 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins. Matter of fact, even if you don't want to read the book, go check it out on YouTube. There's a bunch of videos about Mel Robbins on YouTube where she's talking about the 5-second rule and how she came up with that concept, how she came up with that idea. Think and Grow Rich is another book. Rich Dad, Poor Dad is another book. I mean, the list can go on and on and on and on. So why is it that all the rich people, all the successful people are saying the same common thing? But if you're not in that position, you don't want to take that advice. We make excuses and say, well, they only rich because they came from a rich family. They had money given to them. How many people in the world have won the lottery and still end up broke? It's about your mindset. Yeah, having some type of money or advancement may help you and help you get there a little bit quicker. But does that stop you from accomplishing your goals because you don't have the money somebody else had? No, it shouldn't. But the fear and the problem is, for most people, it does. I've run across so many people, man, who can talk. I'm talking like you listen to their story, their visions, their dreams, their goals, and I'm talking, man, they put you on fire. They get you amped up, get you excited about what's gonna happen in the near future. And you know what happens 2, 3, 4, 5 years later? Nothing. They just still talking. If you want something you've never had, you gotta get up and you gotta be willing to do something that you've never done. So if you've been waiting this entire time to find out what the secret is to getting rich overnight, get up and do something you've never done. Change the way you think. Change the way you speak. It'll change the way you live, which will change your life. If you thought about starting a business, get up and start that business. You complaining about not having money? Well, it costs money to make money. I've been telling people about investing for the longest. There's a bunch of fears and worries and concerns about investing. Oh, I'm gonna lose all my money. I don't have money to throw away. But you throw money away every single day when you going out here and you buying all this junk food. You running up to the corner store, which has a higher markup price than going to the grocery store. So you really throwing away money because you spending your money on things that will never give you money back. At least if you were wise enough on an investment, that investment will yield you a reward. There's a thing called a trailing stop loss that you can put in. Let's say I put $10,000 into a stock, right? And I say, I don't want to lose too much money. I'm going to put a 5 to 10% trailing stop loss on it. So if that stock begin to come down at 5% or 10%, it's going to automatically kick me out of that stock. And that is as far as the loss will go. And then I take the remainder of that money, right? That other 90%, that other 95% of my money, and I invest it into something else. And then I'm gonna not only make that 5% back or that 10% back, I'm gonna make more than that. I just started investing in January. I've been showing you guys my portfolios on my different accounts. If y'all been following me with my Webull account, I started out with $50 about a month and 2 weeks ago. Right, 6 weeks ago, I think I started a Webull account, somewhere roughly around that. $50. That account right now is at $797. The other day, I played an option call, and I was up $123. I knew nothing about investing. I took an investing course 6 years ago, and it was really just an introductory course that told you what investing was. 6 years, I'd done nothing. And then one day I said, I want to make some money. I want my money to be able to work for me without me having to do absolutely anything. I stopped doing the other things that I was doing that wasn't yielding me a result, and that wasn't focusing my energy on business, or that wasn't focusing my energy on investing. And when I done that, my portfolios began to change. My life began to change. Businesses began to take off. If you want something that you've never had, you got to be willing to do something you've never done. The secret to getting rich overnight, the secret to being rich at all is you. And I'm not trying to sit here and say, you know, I got all this and I got all that. But what I'm saying is I'm in the position that I am right now because of the choices that I made. The vision board. I told you guys about the vision board. I challenge you for 6 months. I challenge you for 6 months. Put up a vision board. Look at that vision board every day. Matter of fact, I'm not even gonna go into too many details. Go back and look at the video where I talk about how to create a vision board, what to do when you have that vision board, and I challenge you for 6 months to focus all of your energy on that and see if your life won't change. I appreciate you guys for taking the time to come over here at Table of Entrepreneurs and learn about how you can become rich overnight. The power is in your hands. Until next time.